Okay, good morning students. So today let's start the topic life history variation. Now life history variation means the different types of adaptations or different types of things which are related in respect with the population. Now how different things are responsible for the variations, that is different type of individuals present in the population, different types of things are present, so these are responsible for life history variation. Now here we get three different factors. One is called the lifespan. We already know what is lifespan. The time from birth till death is called lifespan. So lifespan will be responsible for the variation. That means some species will have long life, some species will have short lifespan. So based on that, variation occurs. Next is breeding. Breeding means reproduction. So some organisms will breed once in a lifetime. Some organisms will breed throughout their lifetime. So these are variations. Then offsprings. Some organisms produce large number of offsprings which are very small sized, while some will produce large sized offsprings. So these are the basic three things which are responsible for the variation in a population. Now next we come to population interaction. Population interaction means how two types of organisms are living in a particular habitat, in a particular niche, are interacting, having a relationship between them. Now that particular relationship may be positive or negative. Either both are benefited, or one is benefited, or neither is benefited. So based on that, population interaction can be divided into different types. So first of all we will study the predation. Now predation is an interaction between members of two species in which members of one species capture, kill and eat the members of the other species. So here see, this is one species, this is another species. Now this particular species will kill and eat the second species. So this interaction is called predation. Here the first species which is killing is called the predator, and the other which is being killed is called the prey. So these two individuals together forming a relationship where one is benefited, other is harmed. This is known as predation. Now you see one thing, and while we are studying about predation, now organisms will have to, now if they are continuously, the predators are eating the prey, so their population will now decrease. So gradually what happened, they have to maintain an equilibrium. So for maintaining the equilibrium, the predator number will not eat all the prey. Now prey number of the production quantity or the reproductive ability of the prey is much more as compared to the predator. So large numbers are produced and the predators will eat only those particular species which have lesser survival ability. So that is the main thing which will be required for maintaining the equilibrium. Now these prey species will adapt some defensive mechanisms in order to survive the situation. So first is morphological defense. For morphological defense, like plants, they will develop thorns, spines, hairs, stinging hairs, some hairy coatings. All these things will prevent them from the predator. Next is the behavioral defense. In behavioral defense, the organisms will develop some modification, like they will change their appearance. They will appear like different animals. So for which they will be not recognized by the predator. It will help in misguiding the predator. Now for chemical defense, the plants will develop some type of bitter taste. Now some chemical substances like silica, latex will be there, offensive smell will be there, for which the animals will just avoid them from eating, and thus they will be prevented. Now the importance of predation. First is prey population. Now as we have already first said, that it is very important to maintain the equilibrium, population equilibrium. For so that particular predation is very much essential. If predation is not there, then what happens? The number of prey will be continuously increasing. If this number increase, it will just disturb the equilibrium. So to maintain the equilibrium, predation is necessary. Next, it helps in controlling the biological weeds and pests. Suppose in particular area the number of weeds or pests are increasing. So in contrast to that, some different organisms are introduced so that they will kill them and will maintain the population. Next, species diversity. It helps in maintaining species diversity in a community by reducing the intensity of competition. So these are the main important things. And next is vegetation. Vegetation will also, different types of vegetation will be there. It will help in growing the herbivores if vegetation is there. So then the relationship will be maintained. That is ultimately the equilibrium in the population, equilibrium in the environment, in the ecosystem is properly maintained in this condition. Now the second is competition. Competition is an interaction involving contest between individuals or a group of individuals to obtain the same resource. Now here see, two individuals are there, species are there, species 1 and species 2. These two individuals will fight for food and shelter. That is, both are together acting for a particular thing. So this is known as competition. Now this competition may be either intraspecific or interspecific. If it is occurring within the same species, it is known as intraspecific. If it is occurring with different species, then it is known as interspecific. Now, while we are studying about competition, we come across the Gauss hypothesis or the principle of competitive exclusion. Now, according to this hypothesis, it is said that Gauss found that while two organisms are competing, one will be excluded and only one survive. So that is known as law of competitive exclusion. That is, in the phenomenon where of the two individuals, one will be eliminated and only one survive. That is the Gauss principle. Now, these are only the basic things. In your books, lots of examples are provided. So you go through each and every example, because in exam, the term is given and all the examples are given, and you will have to find out what type of interaction is going on among the individuals. So you better go through each and every example from the book and just try to understand them properly. If you find any difficulty, then please consult.